drop the link like I did before.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I am Dr. J, and I would like to welcome you to my channel, Chat with Dr. J. What we're going to do, come right in, come right in. Welcome. Hey, Trey, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Brandon B, are you there? I have a guest that's coming up with me. Hey, Miss Horton. Hey there, welcome. Okay, Granny B, if you're there, you need to, it says connect your mic before I can add you. So make sure your mic is not off. Granny B. Yo, thank you for stopping by. Granny B, if you can re-hit, I dropped the link again. Y'all bear with me till I can get this set up. Thank you all. If you don't mind hitting that like button, you can either double tap your screen or go to the three dots in your upper right hand corner and hit like, please. Granny B, are you in? There you are. Hello there, my dear friend. Hi. Hey, you had me scared for a minute. Welcome.
I was over here in Georgia, Dr. J, struggling to bring you on in.
All
I got
right.
you. Thank God. It's a pleasure. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Dr. J.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Always good to be in your company. Um,
Well,
and
I thank you, kind sister.
and with our visitors that we have here. Granny B and I came and we did some talking, I think maybe a couple days ago, maybe Sunday or so. And we had told everybody that we would be back for a part two. Kenyatta, are you still there? Trey, are you still there? But what we're going to continue to talk about are those so-called Afrikaners, and they're calling themselves refugees. So it's kind of like going to be a continuation from our first conversation, and we're just chit-chatting about that. This is part of what's going on in our world under the new leadership, as with President Trump being our president. So we're just going to recap our live from a couple of nights ago. We know that the South Africans, they arrived here, Granny B, by a private jet. They didn't have to walk. They didn't have to try to get through the border. They didn't try to do any of those things, not just an airplane or a jet, but a private. Yes, you heard me right. Okay, you're still here. But a private jet. And they were welcome. They didn't have to dodge, they didn't have to hide. It's kind of like the red carpet, the pink carpet, the purple. What color was the carpet, Granny B? It was rolled out for them as
Well,
they
it might have not been a physical carpet, but definitely it was an emotional carpet, and one that really signified you are welcome, 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 welcome.
absolutely. I threw those different colors in there. We know the carpet is usually red. I was just being facetious.
But
But I
some of
guess,
those carpets are black as well.
oh, okay, the black ones are better.
Yes, ma'am, I would say so.
But I guess I kind of wanted to start just by talking, since we're talking about the refugees. I wanted to kind of like start by asking, what is the meaning of a refugee? Now, you correct me if I'm wrong, Granby, and you all feel free. First class treatment, absolutely. Kenyatta said first class treatment, absolutely. Whether the carpet was black, red, green, orange, pink, purple, brown.
Absolutely.
This is what refugees are not, they usually are not given, Kenyatta, if you agree with us, this type treatment when they come in. Like, I don't know if you heard me earlier when I said they didn't even have to walk through the water, with children being drowned, hungry, with food packed in a backpack, praying for, going through that dangerous desert, trying to get over the border. Let me go back and repeat to make sure you heard me right. Those people in the back, they arrived by a private jet, not just a jet, not just an airplane, not a private jet. And again, they were welcome. So let's get started by, since they are called or being classified as refugees. What is the meaning of refugee? Granny B, let me tell you what my meaning is of a refugee, and you tell me, and those of you in the chat chime in as well. My definition, maybe people that are being maybe persecuted, maybe those that's trying to escape or in a war-torn country, or those that's experiencing famine. Okay, Kenyatta said those someone seeking refuge. Okay, okay, very good. Anybody else? What I mean, Granny B, what am I missing?
Well,
What
I think too, Dr. J, you covered the basis in terms of what it is to be a refugee. However, some consideration um, in terms of being labeled as a refugee could be based on two religious asylum and what is going on in terms of faith-based beliefs and famine and war-torn areas. Yes, you're
so
absolutely right, Dr.
so
J.
so let me ask you this: do they reach? And this is for you all. Please participate. Let us hear from you in the chat too. Do they reach? And like I said, we're just conversating here. Do they reach the definition of a refugee? Are they actually refugees? Or do you think, does President Trump have a hidden agenda? Is
Oh, yes, Dr. J. I
Mhm.
believe, I believe, I believe, I believe.
All
It
right
is
now.
some hidden agendas and this move to resettle South African Afrikaners here in this country because the United Nations normally sets the definition in terms of who qualifies as for refugee status or as a refugee. However, in this particular situation, the United Nations has not deemed them to be refugees according to their standards, and it just appears that for some reason, and this reason might not be so covenant, that for some reason President Trump and his administration has term these people to be refugees when actually they are not refugees
And
by
look,
the
Granny B,
definition.
can you see? Kenyatta agrees. She said that she feels like there's some hidden motives as well.
Absolutely. Could it be and make America great again? Or could it be help me with this mega Maya. I'm sorry, I got ahead a little bit ahead of myself. So what I'm trying to say, could this hidden agenda be make America white again? I
Wow.
don't know. I'm just
Wow.
speculating here.
Well, let me throw out something that we're on to this. See if you can visualize this with me. Elon Musk and Trump, we're kind of like not the best of buds up until Trump decided to run for president again. And Elon Musk, all of a sudden, Kenyatta said absolutely, decided to throw so much money, millions and millions and millions, an unknown amount of money at this campaign. Do you think he just did that for a person that he didn't know? Are you following where I'm going? Or do
No,
you think
no, no, no.
he
He did
scratched
not.
his back? Now you need to scratch my back. And keep in mind, these are Elon's people. He's from over in South Africa as well. Do you think Trump, speaking of hidden motives, King Otter, do you think Trump is doing this as a favor to the amount of millions of dollars that Elon put up for his campaign? Could that be a possibility? That's just my thought.
Well, this is what I'm thinking, Dr. J and viewers. You know, Musk was brought up during apartheid. And just let me just give just a little bit of background about
Please,
that system of
please.
apartheid there. First of all, the Africanos, which Elon Musk is an Africano, they are descendants of mainly Dutch and French colonial settlers, and they came to South Africa during the 17th century, actually. So let's just look at this population here. Now, there are 2.7 million Afrikaners in South Africa, with a total population of two 6.2 million. However, 80% of that total population, they're black people, black Africans. So Elon Musk is ingrained in this system of apartheid because that's where he was born. Da 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 da. His people migrated from Germany, and as far as I can read and understand, that Elon's grandfather went to South Africa during the inception of apartheid and played a big role in that system. In that system, where there's about one third um, Afrikaners there, and the majority of the population is Black South Africans. So, um, I think we go back to money, yes, was involved in this, but I also feel that taking down this South African government, which is in power right now, is a part of the hidden agenda. And with the so-called refugees coming here, I believe it is um, the hidden agenda is to help um, America become white again. Because as this scenario has played out in this last 100 days plus, I have been telling people and thinking to myself too much that what is going on in this country right now is an attempt to purge this country of people of color. What do y'all think, Dr. J?
Okay, let me hit the chat box really quick. Kenyatta added he just wants the funding, referring to President Trump just wanting the funding. And she also says that some of those bills don't protect Elon. So you all really don't think Elon has anything is part of his reason for bringing them here, bringing the Africans over. Okay. And we had a new member, Z Adams, say hello to everybody. Kenyatta, okay, showing some love to Z Adams. Okay, that's where we are. Okay. So I just don't know. There's so many, but I think that we're all on the same page, and we are in agreement that there is a hidden motive. I promise you, though, it will come out within the next few months.
Absolutely.
It
Uh-huh.
will.
Uh-huh.
It will be revealed. But let me ask you
Because
this. I, okay, go ahead.
because the interesting thing about this is that weeks before this invitation to South African Afrikaners, President Trump has signed an executive order that people, non-residents and some residents of this country that are people of color, be deported. And ICE is currently still in the
Right.
process of tracking down people, be it non-citizens or green card holders or whatever, and actively deporting them from the country, even though the judge, the federal judge, is telling them, or is it the Supreme Court now telling his administration to bring the gentleman back that was inappropriately, I wouldn't say inappropriately, I mean they target this man and they went after him and they sent him back to El Salvador, and they are refusing to allow him to come back into this country. So
And doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. It doesn't look like
no,
it hadn't happened yet.
but this whole
Doesn't.
scenario doesn't smell well. You purging people of color out of this country, whether they're legals or not. You finding some reason to get them out, but yet you're bringing in white Africana refugees who are not by the United Nations defined as refugees.
And there's not but one way to look at it, it's just black and white.
Absolutely.
You kick the brown people out and you bring the clear folks in. Okay, let me jump back over to the chat. Kenyatta said, I think Elon is smart. So he's definitely going to get something. Okay. Oh, that's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
you scratch my back.
Yeah, exactly. That was my point. That was my point. That was my point. Exactly. Z Adams says that she agrees with you, Kenyatta. Kenyatta also says that Trump is just trying to find ways to not look like he's taking bribes, but we all know he can be bought. Absolutely, yes, absolutely. You are on point, Kenyatta. I need to invite you up to the panel. Okay. Were any of them black? No, the ones that just came in on that private jet. No, ma'am. But let me watch this. Can you follow me, Kenyatta? You're saying were any of them black Africans? Yes, those that have to go. All of them have to go, but those that came in on that private jet, where I said the pink, orange, red, blue carpet was rolled out. No. So I give you a yes and I give you a no. Yes, they were black Africans or black brown people that were kicked out, but those that were just, brought in and welcomed with open arm and love, no, none of them were. None.
Now this is the kicker. This is the kicker, and it really floored me when I started to look into some of these carry-ons that the president has going on with these so-called refugees. I, I mean, when you look at what this country is getting ready to do for these people who just arrived here, it is amazing. It is mind-boggling. And if I could just take 1 minute to just share uh what they plan to do, and this is just a piece of it. They're going to resettle these people here in this country, hmm
Wow.
based on the fact that they say they have been persecuted and racially discriminated against, and and their property has been confiscated.
But
Well,
what's the,
you know what? There are no facts. There are no facts of
but
whether
if,
this is uh-huh.
but if the facts are there, some of the ones that Biden allowed to come in that just got kicked out, they were here for protection as well. Am I correct? What's the difference?
Yes, some of those people came here on some type of resettlement thing because of persecution, war-torn countries, and all of this kind of thing. But it's clear that former President Obama and former President Biden continues to live in this man's head and is
Mhm.
haunting him for some reason that he is so quote unquote demented that he wants to throw out everything
That they
that
brought about.
they brought about,
But not just
good,
living
bad,
their
or
head,
indifferent.
but not just living his head rent free. He's not even getting a monthly rent mortgage or anything. He's
That's
allowing the two
right.
of them to live there rent free. Kenyatta added,
Okay.
she added in the chat box, they are not refugees, she says. They went to Africa willingly, trying to take over, absolutely, and colonize. So leave them there to stick it out like we have to do.
I-
Absolutely. That's a good
Girl,
point.
I mean, ooh, wow.
Yeah,
That's powerful stuff right there, Kenyatta. That is powerful right there. Right
absolutely.
on the money. Right on the
Absolutely.
money. Now, to share something with you all that's really mind-boggling, which I think might make your temperature rise just a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Um, Talking about how they are going to resettle these people. You know what I'm saying? They're making their resettlement and adjustment in this country easy peasy. Okay. In fact, this administration is calling it the rapid pathway for them to obtain citizenship in this country. Whereas i- in a normal situation, it would take years, probably up to 10 years, for someone to establish citizenship in this country. But they are on a rapid pathway and they're going to go from having green card status to becoming American citizens in 1 year. Only
Yeah.
after 1 year of having that green card, they will be able to establish U.S. citizenship.
Wow. That process usually takes, whoa, whoa, longer than a year. According to Z. Adams stated, yes, he wants to undo everything. She agrees with you, with us, Brandon B. He wants to undo everything that Obama and Biden had created.
Oh,
Yes, and
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I tell you too, I mean, we have people on the street. We have hungry children. We have people going through untreated mental health issues and medical issues, which in some case prompts them to be on the street because they can't get assistance. But for these so-called refugees, I want you to know that they are going to get all kinds of assistance. They're going to get the U.S. Health department. They have set up an office of refugee resettlement. Get this, guys, okay? And they're going to help these individuals get settled in. They're going to be giving them furniture, housing, housing items. They're going to get assistance with grocery, clothing, hygiene products, and prepaid telephones. What do you
wow,
guys think about that? When we
wow,
have Trump talking about how he wants to cut
wow.
Medicaid and other kinds of programs that enhance the lives of US citizens here in this country.
Wow, that's a poll we need to put out there because that leads me up to my next question. I'm going to get to Kenyatta's statement in a second. I was going to ask that too. How do you think the white Americans, I'm kind of shifting the conversation now, how do you think the white Americans are going to react to the influx of the so-called African, the white South Africans coming to this country? Granny B, are you still there?
Yes, I think I think overall they're gonna be pissed. And if they're
Mm,
not pissed off now, they are going to become pissed because let's just say a big population, if you all can remember Trump's statement when he said he lacks uneducated, ignorant supporters, okay? And so
mhm,
we know with a certain amount of a level of education, people are resistance resistant to change and resistant to accepting people who don't look like them, talk like them, eat like them, walk like them. And I believe that this is going to be a problem because like with any say like with the Hispanic population, the growing Hispanic population, the Haitians coming here, oh,
mhm,
it's going to be all type of stereotypes created
right,
around these refugees, and it's at some point it's gonna, now you all watch what I say, and listen to what I say. At some point these mega people or these diehard Trump supporters are going to start thinking that these people are taken from them. Therein lies the problem.
right, right. And
You
this
get to take what we have.
absolutely, absolutely. With that being said, you mentioned the Hispanics. Kenyatta wrote in the chat, but you have Hispanic people born here that they will deport so fast, and some of them have already been deported. Kenyatta and Z. Adams shared, someone has to put a stop to Trump and his cabinet. He's all for him and the rich pockets. Kenyatta said,
Absolutely.
she said they're going to get mad. So she feels like the white people that live here, they're probably going to get mad and upset about
Absolutely.
them having
Mhm.
all these freebies coming their way. And Kenyatta also said we have veterans that can't get any of those things that they are providing to those white Africans.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is going to set off a different type of conflict between people who are already here. And I really don't think that in terms of the impact of people of color here, because we've always got the short stick. But I think for non people of color, that this issue of bringing these refugees here is going to be a big deal because now they said that 3,000 had actually signed applications to be considered as refugees to be able to come move over to this country. However, I think that there's a cap has been set on that 3,000. So we don't know how it will process in terms of them moving towards allowing more white Afrikaners to come here. But as they come here, and resources just for people who live here in this country beginning to get scarce, or
Mhm.
they won't be able to access these resources as readily as they were before Trump took office. It's going to be a problem. It is
Absolutely.
definitely going to be a problem.
Absolutely. Can you imagine when it all unfolds and everything is put in black and white? How livid some of them are going to be.
N- Another thing I was wondering about, and I haven't had chance to check into this, Dr. J, but I want to know about these people because actually, uh, the Trump administration don't know more about these much about these people. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because in order to become a U.S. citizen here, your background is thoroughly investigated. And
Absolutely.
out of these 49, or they say 59 people, um, it takes a while to do thorough backgrounds on these people, to the
Mhm.
extent that some of the South Africaners, it is questionable whether or not they're going to even be able to get their vital records over here. So if they can't get their vital records over here, what I'm trying to say, how much does the administration know about these people?
Right.
because because statistics is showing that the Afrikaners are among the richest and the most economically uh, privileged people in South Africa because they are descendants of these Dutch and French settlers who took everything from the black South Africans. So actually, who are these people?
That's what I say. I'm
Who are
baffled.
these people?
And I'm baffled. Why the United States? What's in it for them? Why choose to come here? I just don't understand the connection.
Hidden
There's some
agenda.
parts of the
Hidden
puzzle.
agenda.
Right, right. What are those motives? But
Well, we
I bet, I'm willing to bet you it's going to come out. Even if it's after the 4 years when president term is up, it will be revealed. You all know that.
well
It'll be revealed.
you now they're saying that these people are expected to get jobs
Hmm.
as soon as possible. And they have even the Trump administration have already outlined the type of jobs that they expect them to jump to very quickly. And they're going to be jobs such like warehousing, manufacturing, and customer service. So okay.
Oh, okay.
Smoke screen. I don't
Gotcha.
believe it. I don't believe it. I do
Gotcha.
not believe it. You know.
Welcome. Welcome, Tails. Tails have been too. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Thank you for flying all the way in here from where? Kenya? Welcome. Of course, you're always welcome here. Welcome to my channel, Chat with Dr. J. Just chatting about the South Africans that are or have been, and some more to come in the future that are coming here to the United States. That's pretty much what we're chatting about today. Thank you for joining us, though. And content creators that we have here, you are more than welcome to drop your information in the link so that we can show support one to another. We have about three content creators here. We have Granny B. She's a content creator that's joining me up on the panel right now. We have Kenyatta, and all of us, well, the three of us are new content creator. Granny B and I are. I know Kenyatta, you have been out a little bit longer than I have, and we have been two that's been around. He's a content creator as well. So y'all feel free to drop your information in the chat so that we can continue to network and support one another.
Well, granted, I'm sorry, Dr. J, you know I am the newbie on the street. So if you could be so kind to
Right.
drop my handle in there, I would so appreciate it.
Okay, give your www at youtube dot com. Okay, get /GRANNY.
Yes, at Granny Barb.
Okay. Okay.
BARB. Granny Barb.
At Granny. All right, it's done. Um, okay. Kenyatta and Tails have been to are showing each other some love there. Okay, I have to catch please do the replay, Dr. J. Okay, you're chaperoning today. Y'all have your children are on a field trip today? Thank you for joining in, Kenyatta. Please do catch the replay and check out some of those. Y'all know it's that time of year again. If you can put a pin in that for a second, Granny B, it's that time of year again. We have graduations coming up. Prom is coming up. So check out. I have some shorts up there the next 2-3 days, just celebrating some high school seniors. So y'all check those out as well. And if you don't mind, before you go, can we put clapping hands or hearts or something in the chat for all of our seniors, wherever they are, around the United States or around the world, because that is a huge accomplishment to make it to this part. In
Absolutely.
life. Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
So drop in the graduation hat in the chat, clapping hands, or some form of gratitudes for our seniors that's graduated or college graduate. Okay, that's Granny B's handle there. Okay, you're a cake girl. Okay, cake girly. You have some that you do. You actually bake those cakes that's on your channel, Kenyatta? Okay, you are with who at the live? That's Granny B. Granny B is here. Bintu is Granny B.
Hi, Bintu. How are you? Welcome, welcome to our chat, our little chit chat this afternoon. I hope you have enjoyed at least part of what you've heard.
But Kenyatta, thank you for stopping. I know you have to run and go and help out to chaperone those babies. Yes, catch the replay. Just pick up around the 35-minute mark. That would be great. Thank you for stopping by. But y'all feel free to drop your information. Okay, you do bake. You are really talented. Those cakes are beautiful up there. Tales have been two says, okay, Granny B. Hey, he said, hey.
Hey, Bintu, how are you? I see you calling from tuning in from Kenya. Is that right?
I enjoyed you too. And like I said, thank you for stopping by. You know, I'll be on your channel. I do appreciate it. We might be live again tonight. I'm not for sure, Kenyatta. If not, we will be a couple more times by Sunday. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. You are always welcome.
Thank you, everyone. We're so excited to bring you part three of the so-called refugee um, situation, South African refugee situation, and to this country. So we are excited about bringing you that content, more of that content.
Y'all have fun. Hydrate. Don't get too hot out there. Have fun, Kenyatta. And Granny B, Tales have been to, yeah, he's from Kenya.
Okay,
Kenya.
Bintu, Kenya is on my to-do list. In the next couple of years, I hope to travel to Kenya. I have friends from Kenya.
And he's one day hoping to come to the United States.
All right, okay. I
Because
wish you success and getting all your documentation ready and to come here. And when you come, you definitely have to look up Dr. J and myself.
absolutely. Absolutely. What's the time over there now, Bintu? Because we're midday here. It's like 12:52 p.m. midday. I guess he's typing in there.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what were you saying? I try to stop, make sure I get this. What did he say? You're welcome. Okay, 7:52. Okay. They're,
PM.
they're,
Okay. Okay.
they're
So
approaching the nighttime there.
yes, yes, about 6 or 7 hour difference. Okay, okay. Well, Bintu, you do have a wonderful evening, and I'm definitely looking to see you drop by my channel, and likewise, I will drop by yours as well, and we'll just continue to support each other.
Granny B, he wants to know, when are you coming? When did you say you were coming to Kenya?
Well, right now, hopefully in 2027, because I went to Ghana 2024, so I'm looking at going back to Ghana probably in 2026. So we're gonna put a thumbtack in Ghana, I mean in Kenya for 2027. God's will.
Okay. I have support. You seen, I knew Dr. J. Right. Absolutely. I have support you. scenes I knew Dr. J about. Yeah, I met Bentu about 2 weeks ago or so.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, thank
Absolutely.
you. Thank you so much for being a part of our world, and definitely we want to become a part of yours as well.
Absolutely. What were we saying? What were you giving content about before I went into the chat? Oh, that's Z Adam showing Bentu some love there. What were you sharing, Granny B?
Um, just a whole lot of things, but what I want to leave you with, because I want to leave the viewers, Z Adams and Bintu and Kenyatta, if she's still there, that as we hear all of this horrific news and things that are going on with these quote unquote refugees in South Africa, we have to. I just want to share these statistics with y'all.
Okay.
According to statistics, 50 or less, there have been 50 or less homicide in South Africa uh, between races in the last 2 years.
50 or less. So
That's
that's
right. So you talk about 20,000 people in 2 years. hmm And this and this has not been perpetrated against uh, Afrikaners only, but this is the general population, not just in a country with two 6.2 million people. So
hmm.
so you can't believe everything you hear.
Where are they getting their numbers from? I wonder. Because if they're not
Uh
matching, are they
well
make
the thing
believe?
well, I think the Trump administration is about having everyone believe that these Afrikaners are actually being um tortured and killed, and but that's not the situation. Even you have had content creators from South Africa coming on to say that this is not true. This is
Oh.
not true.
So of course I'm sure their data is correct, and that you got to hold to is
Well,
probably
since we're under a lying, deceptive administration here, with the leader being the most outrageous liar, I think I would rather believe something someone else is saying other than this administration and this leader.
right. Right. Wow. It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out in
Of
the
course, it's going to be too interesting, too interesting.
upcoming days and weeks. This is not a scam. Quite interesting. Who is he meeting with today from Africa? I was looking here at Roland Martin. He's meeting with someone. I guess it'll be all over news the rest of today.
They're trying to bait the president of Burkina Faso to come here, and I ask you guys to please keep him in prayer, because this country means him, General Torre. They this administration uh, means him no good.
What's his name again? What's his South?
General Torre, and the
Okay.
country is Burkina Faso.
Yeah, he's meeting with South Africa's Ramaphosa visit Trump at the White House with Musk in attendance. What does Musk have to be there
Well,
for?
that's the president, the prime minister of South Africa, because he said he would meet with him, but he would
Okay.
likewise be bringing his entourage. And they asked him the question: is Elon Musk welcome to be wherever in the meeting or wherever? He said it wasn't a consequence to him. You
Right.
know.
Well, they are meeting as we speak. Roland Martin is reporting it. They are
Yes.
meeting as we
and
speak.
and I want to be right on the pulse of the content of this
Uh-huh.
meeting. Uh-huh.
Yes,
It
I
should
see
be
you.
very interesting.
Yeah, you follow just a little bit closer than I do. I just let me jump back to the chat really quick. Okay. Into and see Adams are showing each other some love. And Tales have been to ask the question, do you support Trump's administration on South Africa issues?
No, I do not, because I feel that the Trump administration is bullying, trying to bully the South African administration. One thing that they're trying to do is to um, withdraw funds that they need to help with their population of people who are inflicted with the AIDS virus, and I think that is definitely below the belt, because you cannot have your way. If you cannot come and take all of my toys and all of my belongings, then I will punch you in the gut where it hurts, and that means the dying or the death of a big population in your country. No, he's not willing to play fair. Hi, open book.
Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Chat with Dr. J, open book. We're just here discussing just a part two, where we left off on Sunday with the welcoming of the South African refugees from South Africa. So we're pretty much doing part two to that. And to speak to kind of like piggyback off of what you just said, evidently he's not as dumb as one might think. He has an entourage with him. I can see as of right now three. Roland Martin, I guess they're in the Oval Office right now. I don't know, but they are in the States and they are meeting as we speak. I'm watching it on my phone, and there's three. I can see three. He has three representatives, I guess, there with him. So he didn't come alone, which is a good thing. Always good to have those extra set of ears.
Yes, and eyes too.
So that's something we can follow a little bit later. Like I said, I'm sure it will be played all weekend. Well, the rest of
Hmm.
today anyway.
But
Uh, okay, Z Adams said you all are doing an outstanding job delivering trending issues. There's just so much out there. It's kind of hard to keep up with. It's kind of hard to keep up with everything. So that's why I kind of sort of stay out of this lane and I'm in a different lane. I kind of like Granny B is more into the political part of it. And of course, there's some other content creators that focus more so, go a little bit deeper than I do with this type, but I trend in a different direction, in a different lane. But thank
thank
you.
you, C. Adams.
We appreciate that. And I interrupt you again, and I apologize for those interruptions, but I don't like for the chat to get too far behind us. Granny B,
Yes, I was just saying,
I wish I could. Okay,
we
Z Adams.
really need to. Okay.
Okay. She said, I love the way that you are delivering the truth and bringing out the dirt that the Trump administration is trying to do. There's a hidden agenda. I mean, you just don't know what it is, and it probably won't be revealed, like I said, for another year or so. Who knows? Or even probably, after his term is up. But everybody, quite a few people, they feel like there's a hidden agenda. There's a reason why
But the plot will be
those South
uncovered.
Africans.
It will be uncovered
It will
for
be.
sure. Hmm.
Most
Yeah.
definitely. Folks are always looking. They're always looking. Granny B Tales of Into wants to know, when are you coming? Oh, when are you going live? I wish to support you also. When are
Well,
you going live?
I'm gonna try to go live tonight. I've been having some technical issues, but hopefully with the support of Dr. J, I will be able to go live tonight.
Okay. So hopefully you will
And
be able to tune in, Bintu. She has two videos over there. You can, you can go back and catch the replay on that content that she
yeah,
shared. But
yeah, I am a counselor. And and also very interested in what is going on in this country right now and its impact on our mother Africa. So I'm always in tune and have a listening ear to see what is going over there on the continent. But like I say, my profession. I'm in counseling, and I also bring trending issues on things such as intimate partner violence and bullying and um, all sorts of things, anxiety, anything that affects the well-being in the lives of families and communities. Yes, I present that type of content as well.
So have that notification bell set, because tonight, well, I don't quite have an understanding of the overseas time and hours, but have that notification bell set. Granted, B, you'll probably go live here around what, 10, between 9 and 11.
Yeah, between 9 and 11, because I will be traveling today, but I will be coming to you guys with the help of Dr. J, as I have to say, my partner sister, tonight between 9 and 11.
Mhm. He wants to know, do you do short videos only?
I go live. I have a couple. I have some shorts out there, and likewise, I have post.
So so she goes live, tells them into, she has posts out there, and she has shorts.
And like I say, Bentu, I am probably the newest in the group this afternoon. I'm probably the newest, so I am and probably the most mature in terms of age. So I'm a lot of this computer mechanics. I'm still working out bugs, and I'm blessed to have Dr. J to uh, to just pull me along with it. Thank you, Dr. J.
Yeah, for what I can do. Bintu also asked the question, do you believe Trump's administration have more advantages than disadvantages? Hmm. Well,
Disadvantages.
and keep in mind, Bintu, he's pretty much only been in office a little over 100 days since what, January
Right.
20th? So it's kind of, I want to say, I guess I'm safe to say too soon to tell. We're all waiting it out to see which direction things are going to go. We're praying for the best. We're praying for the
Oh,
best
yes.
that we can all stay afloat, if that makes sense. Praying for the best. Good question. Very good question. Brenda B, do you have anything else that you would like to add?
No, but I'm hoping that tomorrow that we can, for the time being, come in with part 3 and 4 of this chat session and do a little wrap up. But as time goes by and more trending information comes up, we will of course have other chit chats to bring our subscribers and viewers up to date. But we would like to finish this segment of it in a
Mm.
part 3 on tomorrow night.
Right, right. Go ahead and finish it because will most definitely be other information out there to bring.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, it will be. Well, with
So,
that being,
Dr. J, I think I've probably I've shared as much as I can in this segment 2 right
right,
now. So we're
right.
just gonna wait and follow up with segment 3 on tomorrow evening.
Yes, and I don't have a whole lot either. Like I said, I've just been following it. Most of the schools are letting out. We're at that time of the year. You are welcome. Who is this? Okay, okay, that's O. Okay, Granby answered that question. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, just recapping. Uh-huh.
Yes, I have everything. We covered everything then, pretty much everything, all the notes that we had for today, and hopefully we'll go ahead and bring this this, like you said, this version of it to an end, and because there's something, another train to hop on.
Oh yes.
There's another
Oh
train,
yes.
and this is one train that I don't think is going to stop anytime soon. So we would just make sure. And I think I shared when I came on Sunday, as we get ready to wrap up, everybody knows by now, it came out Sunday. It was confirmed about former President Joe Biden, having cancer, an aggressive form. So we want to make sure we keep the Biden family in prayer
Absolutely. Absolutely.
as they make the appropriate decisions that need to be made for attacking this aggressive form of prostate cancer that he has. And I have not seen any updated information as of yet. So we know that it's a developing story, and more details will, I'm sure, emerge as his medical team provides the updates. We just want to, I have something, a little something coming out on my channel about, he just got to keep fighting. And as I always say, none of us are exempt. None of us are
Absolutely.
exempt. We just have
Absolutely.
to stay in prayer, pray without ceasing. And I also shared too, speaking of John F. Kennedy and his new role, about that a sleep study specialist supporting John F. Kennedy, making America healthy again movement. That study is advocating for a later school start time across the entire state of America, saying that the teens are not getting enough sleep. I don't understand their sleep time, their sleep habits now, currently in the 21st century, compared to when we had to sleep. The only difference is we didn't have all of these distractions called cell phone devices, platforms, i.e., YouTube, um, TikTok, Facebook. What are some of the other platforms that's out there that we're drawn to?
Instagram.
Instagram. If we can get rid of some of those, I bet you they will not be deprived of sleep.
Mhm.
Turn
And
those devices.
all of those things like that. I mean, changing the schedule for school, I think is absolutely nonsense, because all of that in terms of children getting enough sleep lies in the hands of the um the parents, not JF Kennedy and his crew. I really do. If you allow your kids to go to bed with the cell phone, and and be on the phone until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, what do you expect? And
Right.
lengthening their school day, or uh, changing rules that kids can come to school later, is not going to make a difference.
And the time is
However,
on.
it might put more stress on the teachers.
Right, right. The time is actually, they plan to start school at 8:30. They plan to start
Hmm.
at 8:30,
Yeah.
not sooner than 8:30. So I don't know, when it will end. So I guess if they change it to 8:30, they won't fall asleep at school anymore. Maybe that will take care of that. But they did
Mm.
do a Colorado study in 2022, and it revealed that the students felt less stressed 3 years after high school started at 70 minutes late.
Mhm.
So I don't know what they did different, what kind of change it made, but they did do a study. Like I said, that was 3 years ago in 2022 in
Yeah.
Colorado, and it
Yeah.
did say that the students felt less stress.
Okay, okay. Well, we'll see. Our students here in this country, they have a system of luxury, you know,
Mm-hmm.
whereas students in other countries, even little ones, are up before day, prepared, standing on the side of the road, waiting for the
Yeah,
bus to come and get them. So,
yeah.
it's just, I guess what you're accustomed to, and how flexible you're going to, be in the situation. But of course, outweighing the giving a critical look at the advantage and disadvantages of altering school schedules. So we will see, Dr. Jay,
but
thank you.
let me mention this one before we leave. Mention since I shared this study in Colorado. Now you know California and Florida have already passed legislation mandating later school start times with high
Oh,
school
wow.
started. Yes, have already done it. You know, just what's his Santos? What's his name down there in Florida? He done passed
Santos.
Santos. This Santos. Yeah, they have already mandated it and Cali.
Oh,
So
wow. Wow,
and it's
wow, wow.
yeah, so I guess this will go into effect in the fall, in August, in 2 months, I guess. Yep. High school
Okay,
starting
well, we'll see the outcome. We will see the outcome.
no earlier than 8:30. So we will have to see. Bentu has
Okay.
another statement here. Make sure you bring also gossips on what's happening over there. Ooh, honey, there's so much news going. Oh, I tell
My
you,
God.
that's a
Been to
full-time
the
job.
been to the news. It's probably is more weighty than the gossip because it seems as though the news is becoming the gossip.
But let me add one other thing. You all know how I am about this data and all. Since we're talking about states, I've already mentioned Colorado, I mentioned Florida, and I mentioned California. The University of Minnesota, they did a study of 18,000 students that they showed that the point averages, the grade point averages, I'm talking about performances, and you know, performances is the lagging performance or the insufficient performances of the Department of Education, which, you know, I follow that closely. You know, that's the reason why President Trump wants to dismantle it. Now, with them changing this sleep study and having schools start no later than 8:30, it says that study showed that grade point averages increased by, and I'm going to say only 0.1 points after implementing later start hours. End of discussion. 0.1. What you got to say? Tell, talk on that. Because it's supposed to be all about school performances, right?
So if the change is not impacting positively impacting school performance, what's the
What's
deal
the
on that?
point? Exactly. At
You know, how
0.1.
is that productive? It is just going to cause it's going to cause commotion even in terms of developing, a strategy that will accommodate late school attendance.
0.1. I mean, it's not significant enough. It's not giving what it needs to give.
If
To you,
those children go to bed at 2 o'clock and have to get up at 6, you're gonna be up at 6 o'clock. Now, if you want to fall asleep in class, that's your prerogative. Systems should not be changed because parents cannot manage their households and manage their children in those households. You know what I'm saying?
right, right,
So,
right.
yeah. So,
So that's that. Look, I put my period on that and I'm done. I
all
am
right.
done.
Thank
So,
you, Dr. J, for
thank
having me come in. Bintu, thank you. And I hope you have a good, relaxing evening. And we hope to see you in our chat room again very, very soon.
but I do have something. I don't know when I'm going to present it. Will I do it later, the month of May or June? But I have some research out there where a school system is planning to toughen penalties for student behavior. So that's something I plan to bring in it. And I have time. I say the end of the month or beginning of June because this will be implemented in the fall, the 25
Okay.
26 school term. But that's something I can do later. But I do have information on that I'm
Okay.
going to do a
And I
live
have a
on to
piece out.
share. But that's all I have
I
for
have a
now.
piece.
Go ahead, Granby.
Yeah, I was saying I have a
I'm,
piece out there on common sense discipline as implemented by
uh-huh.
the Trump administration that Dr. J and I will be likewise piggybacking in a chat with Dr. J in the very near future as well.
Perfect, perfect. Hey, my sister May, thank you for stopping by. We're bringing it to an end. We're ending up here. But please, ma'am, go back, my sister, and and watch the replay. Thank you for hitting that like button as well. I'm doing fine today, just a little bit tired. Been trying to get caught up on some rest. Just a little bit tired. What about you? How are you doing today? While she's typing, Tales of Bentu says that Trump decisions is affecting us directly here in Kenya. Wow.
Oh,
In some parts
wow.
of Africa. Why are you holding that information back, Bentu? Why are
All
you
right. That's what
well,
I want to hear.
it's worldwide. It's worldwide. Absolutely. Thank you. Why are you sitting on that information?
Well, been to the next
Absolutely.
time that we, uh-huh.
I was about to say I've read that this decision, especially with terrorists, that it's affecting everybody, not just the United States, worldwide. It's been
Mhm.
affected by this. So that's good to share from your country. What were you going to
Oh,
say, Barb?
I was saying that I think there is a plot to destabilize the continent of Africa, at least Black Africa.
Hmm.
So we will look at that too. And I encourage everyone who's interested in the motherland to keep your fingers on that pulse because temperatures are starting to rise on the mother continent.
Just tell me again, what was the purpose for him inviting? Like I said, I still have it playing in the background, Roland Martin, for the visit from South Africa.
South Africa still holds a lot of natural minerals and resources over there. And it has always been the plot of these people, and I will call no names,
Mhm.
to get their hands on African natural resources.
So that's the
So
reason. I mean, yeah, the reason for it.
he's trying to develop some type of relationship with South Africa that he's never had before, Elon Musk. So I said that it gets thickened, the plot will thicken, and
Gotcha,
it will all come out in the wash.
gotcha. Oh, my sister May, fine. Your dad is in the hospital. So look, we're gonna touch hands and agree that he will be getting out of that hospital soon, and that his health will be restored in the name of Jesus. So we'll
Amen.
keep him
Amen.
lifted up in prayer. Keeping my joint hands with you, with your family there. It's done. It's done. That your father's health will be restored. It will be restored. Amen, amen, and amen. Z
Amen.
Adams is saying, have a good day. Thank you so much, my dear, for stopping by and visiting with us. And we are done here. We're bringing it to an end. If you came in late, please, ma'am, please, sir, take a moment to go back and watch the replay. Joining hands with you, my sister. Joining hands. Next time, Tales have been to, you don't need to sit on that information. But I think you came in a bit late, though. But that's some very rich information to share right there. Very good information.
And Ben too, I will be going in looking at some updates on what's going on um in Kenya with emphasis on the impact of this president and his administration on your country.
You're making me want to dive a little bit deeper into that. Thank you so much for you are welcome, my dear. You are welcome. Can't get enough prayer, that's for sure. We can't get too much of that. Can't get too much of it. Okay, but please, y'all, please go back and watch the replay if you came in late. And I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to end this live. This information. This is all the information that we had planned to share with you on today. And the next time we come to share information about this, we will pretty much finalize that information, and move on to some of the other juicy topics that's out there. Been to some of the other juicy topics. So once again, I am Dr. J, and I would like to thank you all for stopping by my channel, Chat with Dr. J. Grand B will be going live tonight between, what is it, 9 and 11 Eastern
Yes,
time.
ma'am.
Hopefully
Yes,
we will see
ma'am.
see you up in there. I plan to be up in there with her. So come on over. We'll be glad to see you. Hopefully, you are having a wonderful Wednesday. If your Wednesday is not wonderful, hopefully by the time you place your head down on your pillow tonight, it will be wonderful before the end of your day. So that's all we have for this chat. And until next time, until we chat the next time, I'm going to say bye for now and thanks again for tuning in. Have a wonderful Wednesday.